Hey guys, what's up? Back with another video. This time I'm going to do my review of Impact Wrestling 2020 Hard to Kill. This is the 2020, this is the Hard to Kill from 2020. Got Sami Callihan and Tessa Blanchard on the front right there. Looks pretty fucking awesome. There you go to the side. Tessa and Sami. There's the back of the matches that we'll go through in a minute. And while I'm at it, there's the disc art. One second. There's the disc artwork, if I can spin it around. There you go. There's the disc artwork from the actual event of Tessa and Sami Callihan. So let's get this on the way, shall we? So first off, let's kick off the show. We kicked off the show with a Ken Shamrock versus Madman Fulton matchup. This was a weird opener, in my opinion. A weird choice for a start to the show. But it was okay. I thought it was an okay opener. There was a lot of MMA style in the match with Ken Shamrock using MMA and Fulton taking him off his feet and then Ken Shamrock getting him into submissions while on the ground. Unfortunately, the match had to be cut short because Fulton suffered an injury. I don't know if it was real. I don't know if it was real or storyline or whatever it was, but he dislocated his shoulder. It looked very nasty, whatever it was. And they had to go immediately to the finish. So I think it was a real injury. Tell me in the comments if it was real or not. I can't remember. It looked really terrible anyway. But yeah, Ken Shamrock gets the win, and not a good start for OVE, Ohio versus Everything, Sami Callihan's group. Next match, we have the X Division Championship on the line. We had the champion Ace Austin defending the title against Trey Miguel. This was fantastic, man. This was a fantastic X Division Championship match. If it was up to me, I would have put this on first. Kick off the show with a fantastic opening matchup. But it was what it was, and it wasn't. It was the second match of the night. Very fast-paced matchup, and Ace Austin was able to get the victory right here with a little bit of after playing a little bit of mind games with Trey Miguel, heading into it by flirting with Trey's mother, and it was very funny. But the match itself was very high rate, very X Division risk match, the usual X Division style, and really fun stuff. I really thought it was a fantastic X Division Championship match, and good, big thumbs up to this one. Anyway, next matchup, we had Ty Valkyrie defending the Knockout Championship against Jordan Grace and ODB. BAM! ODB, BAM! For the Knockout Championship. This was a fun three-way. You could tell that they were getting, Ty Valkyrie had Jesus Christ. Ty Valkyrie had the championship for about a year at this point, and you could tell that her title reign was coming to an end shortly. It didn't happen on this night, but you could tell they were heading towards that direction with Jordan Grace. Unfortunately, it wasn't on this night because Ty Valkyrie would retain. Jordan Grace would have the match won when she hit her finisher on ODB, but unfortunately, Johnny Bravo, who was Ty Valkyrie's manager / whatever at that time, distracted the ref and distracted Jordan Grace, which allowed Ty Valkyrie to get the win on ODB. It was a fun match, and Ty Valkyrie won, and you just knew that if it was a one-on-one match, Jordan Grace would have her number and become the champion. So, yep, Ty Valkyrie retained, and we move on to the next match, which was Rob Van Dam. Rob Van Dam accompanied by whatever you want to call it, Katie Forbes, taking on was supposed to be versus Brian Cage, in a generation match, but unfortunately Brian Cage was injured, and they did a pre-match beatdown where Brian Cage got beat down by Rob Van Dam in a steel chair before the match, and Darga would take his place, and Darga would have a match against Rob Van Dam. Good heel work from Rob Van Dam here. Apart from some of his early stuff in ECW, I haven't really seen Rob Van Dam as a heel. So he's always been a babyface. So kind of interesting to see Rob Van Dam as a heel. I wish I could get the imagery of him and Katie Forbes out of my mind, but unfortunately I think that's scarred forever. I forgot about all that Katie Forbes stuff until this pay-per-view, so yeah, I'll have to I don't know, I'll have to try to erase that as much as possible. Anyhow, yeah, him and Dog had a good match. It went about 6 minutes, the match did. I wish it would have got a little bit longer, but, it was what it was. It didn't really do anything for Dog. I think he was just a replacement opponent. But, yeah, Rob Van Dam gets the win, and some good heel work from Rob Van Dam as we move on to the next match. We have Michael Hogan versus Eddie Edwards for the Call Your Shot trophy, which was won by Eddie Edwards at Bound for Glory. So Eddie Edwards had won the trophy at Bound for Glory in the Call Your Shot Battle Royal, and Michael Hogan had basically stole it, and they basically were having a match to see who would have the trophy. Fantastic matchup, very hard hitting. Michael Hogan, whatever you want to say about Michael Hogan outside the ring, inside the ring, he's one of the best, and very unfortunate that his outside of the ring kind of overshadows his inside the ring work. But what he does outside the ring. But yeah, I think him and Eddie Edwards had a really fun, hard hitting matchup here. Really good stuff. Really loved it. And Eddie Edwards survived. And the reason why I say survived and not beat, won, because he didn't win the match. He survived Michael Hogan. He was getting his arse kicked like maybe about 70-80% of the match, and Eddie Edwards kind of squeaked out a win. I think that if I'm not mistaken, not long after this, they did the best of 5 or 7 series. I think it was best of 5, and they had a really good series and matches after this. So, yeah, this was just the start, and Eddie Edwards gets the win, and a really fun match right there. Next match, we have Moose taking on Moose taking on Rhino. Sorry, I don't know how I got those guys mixed up. Moose versus Rhino in a no disqualification match. This was another fun match. I like this very fun hardcore match. There was title in it, Spear versus Gore, and Moose was able to pick up the win. Probably the right result as he is the younger athlete of the two. Very good stuff from Rhino. Rhino still had it, and it was all centered around the Gore versus the Spear, and Moose was able to get the win. Very fun hardcore match, and yeah, big thumbs up to that one as we move on. And then the next match, we have the North of Josh Alexander and Ethan Page taking on was supposed to be Willie Mack and Rich Swann, but unfortunately Rich Swann got injured on the Friday before this event at an Impact Plus show. So it was Willie Mack decided to go alone on this one, 2-on-1, and credit to Willie Mack for going 2-on-1 against one of the best tag teams in Impact Wrestling at that point. But of course, yeah, no matter how impressive Willie Mack was in this match, the numbers game got the better of him, and the North got the win. The North retained, but damn boy, did Willie Mack try. He went out there and he put on a good performance. Good performance from Willie Mack. Credit to him, and the North retain, and we move on. Really good stuff though. Really good match. Really like that match. Really story driven with the whole 2-on-1 aspect of it. You wanted to see Willie Mack overcome the odds, but unfortunately on this night that wasn't to be the case. Anyway, on to the main event. We have Sami Callihan defending the Impact World Heavyweight Championship against Tessa Blanchard. And boy howdy, this was an awesome matchup, man. The same with Michael Hogan. No matter what you want to say about Tessa Blanchard outside of the ring, I know her outside of the ring stuff, what she does behind the scenes, her attitude, really overshadows her in-ring stuff, which is a real shame because I really liked Tessa in Impact Wrestling. I think she was really good. And this was kind of her peak moments in Impact. This was kind of the start of the end. So it was kind of sad watching this match, but also really happy at the same time because I really enjoyed Tessa's work in Impact. So Yeah, Sami Callihan was a great world champion. Well, even though he didn't have the world title for that long, he was a great despicable heel. Disgusting heel, as so some may say. And Tessa was the right person for this was their third match of the series. They had one at Slammiversary, and then they had one at Unbreakable, like an Impact Plus event. So this was at the third match, and Sami had won both matches. So going into this one, you kind of, Sami had their favors. Sami had the stack, with him. Tessa had the stack against her, so to speak. But it was a really good match, and this was exactly what it needed to be, and it was a real feel-good moment when Tessa Blanchard finally overcome Sami Callihan and became the Impact World Champion. Really good stuff, a very solid main event, and real history was made moment as Tessa Blanchard became the first ever woman to become the Impact World Champion. Very sad, as I said before, it was very sad that that it didn't really. This was like the start of the end for Tessa Blanchard, as her backstage attitude, and her past actions started to really, the backstage actions started to catch up with her. Sorry, there's a fire engine outside the house. I don't know why. Anyway, well, back to it. Anyway. I'm sorry it's nothing to do with our house. So well, anyway, so yeah, it was very unfortunate that that her backstage attitude really caught up with her, and she's really her legacy has got a kind of a very, it will be known as someone who's got trouble backstage, but a very talented individual. I really like Tessa's work in ring. But yeah, anyway, there you go, guys. I give it a 9 out of 10. I'm getting distracted by outside. Sorry, guys. So you got a 9 out of 10. Thought it was a really incredible pay-per-view, with history being made in the main event with Tessa winning. And so as I said, sorry that I keep getting distracted, but just I got the curtains open. It's very weird. I don't know what's going on. So anyway, if anything does happen, I don't think it's going to be anything happening outside. So I'm going to finish this review right now. So yeah, pretty good pay-per-view, really good stuff. I'll give it a 9 out of 10. Really solid stuff from Impact Wrestling. This was the last pay-per-view from Impact until before the pandemic, because the pandemic would hit not long after. Like, this was in January 2020, and then the pandemic would hit in March. So by the time Impact's next pay-per-view came along in July with Slammiversary, we'll be in the pandemic, which will be the next pay-per-view I review for Impact, because I've decided I'm going to do all of 2020, and then we're going to do 2022, because my good friend Beatdown Bunny has put his 2022 Impact reviews on hold for the time being, for the next couple of months. So he's given me he's given me the green light, so to speak, to do the Impact 2022 review. So I'm going to do 2020 and then 2022, because I already did 2021. So yeah, look out for that on the channel. I'll see you guys next time, and I'm out.